Got it? Hell yeah. So I gotta, oh shit. Maybe I don't have to leave. If you got that part, maybe I don't have to leave. Oh, well, we're live right now, so.
Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both think the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. Glow was a mountain woman, my mama's best friend. When they were young, they sing their songs on nature radio. They grew up, they stayed close. Maybe the man had a couple kids. She got sick, I had to let her go. Well, hey, I showed up one day and now that same old song still playing.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your guy, Swank. It is 3:03 in the goddamn afternoon on a Saturday. And you know what that means? You're watching Sunday Sessions, the official kickoff show of the Buffalo Fan Base Network. With me are two of my nearest and dearest. Guys, how do I talk about Ryan Thomas in a way that he hasn't been talked about on this show previously? You want to toast up some bread, right? You want to pop it down. You want to get a nice thick piece of wheat, pop it down in the toaster, right? And you count it down, and it pops up that perfect golden brown. And then what do you reach for?
Peanut butter, smooth, silky
The
peanut butter.
smoothest peanut butter that you could possibly find, just to spread it as evenly and smooth as you can. That doesn't hold a candle to my boy's voice right down there, Mr. Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. RT, tell the people how you're feeling, where you been, what's going on.
Ooh, I'm feeling good. A little update for the folks at home. The modified wrestling team, we went 8-4 in our first meet.
Nice.
12 matches, 7 pins out of 8, 1 timed out, 15-3. So pretty happy with the results from that. Nobody got pinned either. So
Thanks, dude.
that was pretty good. Other than that, podcasting with you guys and put out a little bit of stuff on social media this morning. It is here. It is the AFC divisional round. Broncos hosting the Bills. I'm referring to this one as the Grandpa Bowl. My grandfather on my mom's side, massive Buffalo Bills fan. Grandfather on my dad's side, massive Denver Broncos fan, and knew his shit too. So it's pretty cool. They're duking it out upstairs, up in the clouds, and probably talking shit to each other this whole week.
Hell yeah. I love it, man. You said the Grandpa Bowl. I was like, is this a Prater joke? Is that where we're going with this?
No, literally the Grandpa Bowl. Yeah, that's what my coworker said that too. It's like, no, not the Prater Bowl, the Grandpa Bowl.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. I like it, brother. Let's move right up here up top with my boy, my brother from another mother, the co-host with the most. That's Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got on a divisional playoff weekend?
Man, it's time for the Buffalo Bills to show some pundits up again. It seems like they're against Buffalo always. I saw the Bills game against Denver from last year's playoffs this morning. I forgot they played them, and we handled them pretty well. I'm not sure how different they are, but here's to hoping. Cheers, fellas, that it's the same turnout, and we're heading to the AFC Championship.
Cheers, brother. I agree. As you may or may not know, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Their StreamYard services have taken a dive, and they're down. So we're trying to do the best that we can with what we got. Thanks to our dudes over at BWO for hooking us up with their StreamYard so we could push this show out. If you could, the people that are tuning in, we love you so much. Could you please, for the sake of all that's loving, just push it out there, share it, tag some people, let them know what's going on, and hopefully we're going to get this all straightened out here in the very short interim. Why we love doing this show is because the inactive list comes out. The inactive list comes out as soon as we go on, and right off the bat, boy, there's a name that jumps right out to you. Let's list them off. Terrell Bernard is inactive for today's game. Jordan Poyer is inactive, which we knew about. Ty Johnson inactive again for a second straight playoff game. Maxwell Harrison, which we knew, inactive. Tylen Grable, he's a usual suspect. Fedarian Mathis, another usual suspect. And Kaliki Latu, who surprisingly did a great job when he was activated here recently, but not so... he's pretty much a regular suspect on this list as well. So, not maybe as bad or absolutely as bad as you may have thought. RT, I'm going to send it downstairs to you, brother. What do you think about this list?
You know what? The one that jumps out at me, honestly, is Jordan Poyer. You know, who would have ever thought that I'd be saying I wish Jordan Poyer was out there as a starting safety in 2025 for the Buffalo Bills, but him and Cole Bishop, I think has been a really great pair, and dare I say it, I talked about it last week. Cole Bishop's been one of the best players on this defense, and I think a lot of that might be, opening the ear up a little bit to the veteran next to you, right? Trying to get some tips and some pointers throughout the season. But to me, I look at who's active. Curtis Samuel is active.
Mhm.
Ed Oliver is active. Eddie O back in action since week 8 for the first time. And honestly, Mecole Hardman, what type of role will he have in today's game? So, going into the season, we thought it would be Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir as like the 3 receivers, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox as the 2 tight ends. That's what we got going into today. Just didn't, in a roundabout way, from start of the season till now, go the way that we thought it would to lead us here. But these are the same players, the same bandmates that Swank, about that you thought you'd be with, right, from the beginning. So here we go. It's playoff time. Next man up, put up or shut up. You win, you move on. You lose, you go home. And we're going with the guys that brought us here.
I want to go through, and we're going to do this in the off season here, Scooter Magooter, but we need to go through and see how many different combinations of wide receivers Josh Allen has played with throughout the season, because
this is a first here.
This is absolutely a first because Curtis has been gone and he hasn't played since Cooks signed. So,
right.
Another scoreagami or rosteragami, I guess, Rostagami on the wide receiver front as well. Insane. Absolutely insane. Scooter Magoot, man, what do you think? What pops out to you on this list?
To me, I don't think the inactives are very surprising. It was the one people coming off of IR and actually being active today. And I want to believe that they are active because they're close to being as perfect in condition as they can be. I don't see Ed Oliver coming out and taking a chance for one game to destroy everything he's rehabbed. So I'm hoping we have Ed Oliver that is fresh, and wreaking havoc. And again, we talked about Curtis Samuel. This is a smaller looking 5 than we've had in the past. Bunch of speedsters out there in Shakir, Hardman, and Cook. So you never know. Josh was pretty accurate last time he played the Denver Broncos. I believe 23 for 28, 20, something like that. And if we can get these guys to find the zone or beat the guys deep in man, it's going to be a long day for the Denver defense. But that defense is something to worry about. I will give them that.
It is a stout defense. I'll tell you, the thing that kind of jumps out to me, aside from Terrell Bernard, he's had just like an up and down season, mostly due to injury anyway. So him not being in, really, that isn't tipping the scales for me either way. Really, I'm very happy having Shaq and Matt Milano out there, and then them throwing Dorian out for a 3 linebacker look. Like, good, awesome. Sure. Will we need that? I don't know. Denver's not a very strong rushing team. But at least the options are there, and they're pretty much the same options that we've had for the last couple weeks, months, whatever. Ty Johnson, I didn't think there was a chance in hell that he would sit this game. I thought for sure he was coming back. When I saw that they brought up Frank Gore yesterday, I was like, oh, that's it. He's not playing. But Frank caught that target that was thrown to him last week. I don't think he's a slouch. I'm excited to see what he could do, because I think that the running backs are going to be a huge part of this game today, and especially in the passing game maybe. So we'll see what's up. But Ty was the big one for me. And yeah, it just sucks Jordan Poyer, man. Another guy who'd drag his bloody stump all the way to Denver if he had to be able to play in this game. But you know what? You just got to win it, so he's got a shot next week. That's what's up.
So like you said, running backs involved. And I know it was a year ago, but the last time they played the Denver Broncos in the playoffs, Ty Johnson had that big catch in the back of the end zone. Running backs were involved, and I believe Cook had over 120 rushing yards. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, your boy Curtis Samuel had a big old highlight.
Yes.
55-yard tutty. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was like it was. He hasn't really done much since, but hopefully.
No, but hey, bookends, right?
Bookends. If today has to be the day, today's the day.
Today's the day. If today has to be the day, I love it. That's knowledge brought to you
Yeah.
by Ryan.
101. That's a yogiism right there.
Let's see here. I wanted to hit up the Broncos inactives. You remember they are coming off a bye. These dudes are healthier than most. So we got probably the 18th quarterback, Sam Ellinger, emergency third. Reese Taylor, corner. Kareen Reed, Q Robinson. Elijah Moore is inactive for his treasonous, treacherous ways. They still didn't activate him today. That dirty rat. You rat.
Dirty rat.
You dirty rat.
Man, that's a healthy Bronco team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Speaking of which, here we go. Guys, divisional round. We've been here many times before. We are playing a hot defense. I'll say the defense is hot, right? Lukewarm offense, much like last week to me. And I actually think the Jags offense is better than the Denver's offense. If that's any sort of bright spark in your guys' eye at home. This defense is the real deal, though. All pros, Pro Bowlers all over the place. Let's take a look at what everybody wants to know about. How is this Bills offense going to fare against this defense? Scott, why don't you lead us off?
I mean, we all know it's a tough defense. Top five, the Bills have been playing top five defenses, it seems like, all year. But this defense is a defense that takes advantage of getting you behind the sticks. They want to be able to get in a situation, third and long or definite passing zone, where they can utilize their outside linebackers and Jonathan Cooper and Nick Benito. But a lot of people, when you watch the film, it's not just those guys getting the sacks. It's a guy by the name of Zach Allen, their left defensive end there, that takes on the double team. He is a monster. So one of our big things that we have to do is our guards and our tackles. Make sure you guys are taking note of where Zach Allen is on the field, because that's where the pressure is going to come. If we could do that, guys, there's not a lot on this defense that wasn't there last year. Josh Allen picked them apart. If he can get the protection, he will destroy them. So take care of the edges, stay ahead of the sticks. Don't force those third and longs to where Josh has to scramble, because these outside linebackers will eat him up. So that's our priority offensively.
I like it. I was thinking that same kind of take, Scott, as far as like these guys, we saw them last year and they were a good defense last year, and there's not a whole lot that's changed. They love to play man, and Josh Allen is a man eater. So there you go. RT, what do you think, man? What's this offense got to do against this stout defense?
Well, honestly, the big pieces of the defense that jump out at me, Pat Surtain the second, PT, PS2, whatever they call him. He's got like 17 different nicknames. He's just one of those guys that he's so good, they're just throwing nicknames out for him every single week. But where Buffalo can attack Denver's defense is within this deep tight end group that they have with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. I feel like I've said that quite a few times this year. And later on in the season, post when Buffalo lost to Miami, that's when I felt like Joe Brady was starting to understand, okay, I got two guys at my disposal here. When they're in this lineup, we have to use them. There are stats out there for everything. The good stats with Josh Allen this year are with Dalton Kincaid in the lineup. The real good stats, like the elite stats that helped him get to the numbers that he got to, were when Dalton Kincaid was in the lineup. I feel like the wheels move much more smoothly with Dalton Kincaid out there. So I would hope that Josh Allen works the middle of the field with Khalil Shakir, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, force these linebackers to cover, force Nick Benito, who is a really good pass rushing linebacker, to play a little bit more in coverage on the tight ends, and kind of take Surtain out of the game, whether he's on the one side of the field or not. Make Denver cover the middle. And I think that would be a huge feather in the cap of Buffalo. And I think that's what they did last time really well, if my memory serves me right. Josh Allen just kind of being methodical, nothing too fancy, bread and butter, control the clock with the run game, work the middle of the field in the passing game. And honestly, Scott said it too, if Josh Allen's on his back in this game, it's going to be an uphill climb. if Josh Allen's protected, which again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is the second year in a row that Buffalo's offensive line has been virtually unscathed injury-wise, and I think that's another, reason why it makes Buffalo's offensive line one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. So this line is pretty healthy. Keep Josh Allen upright. Let Josh Allen extend plays. Look over the middle of the field and dink and dunk and attack. And I think that would be a recipe for victory.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm with you guys. I think the middle of the field again is the spot that you want to attack. Look at our boy Khalil Shakir from last week, 12 of 12, 80 yards. I think he's going to be a factor today. I think it's going to be beyond that little screen that actually for once, I got to say, doing that all season, set up that Kincaid touchdown. Thank you. Great. Awesome.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Maybe Swank, to your point, they were doing those screens to set up something, but what they wanted to set it up to wasn't on the field. Like when Dalton Kincaid's on the field, man, just having him out there, whether he's getting the ball or not, is a huge piece of what this offense is. So I'm with you, man.
Yeah. I'm agreeing right there with a heavy dose of Khalil Shakir, a heavy dose of our tight end core, especially Dalton Kincaid. This kid has been in and out of the lineup throughout the season. This is his time. This is what you've been saving him for. Get him involved and out there. Also, Dawson Knox for sure. And hey, Jackson Hawes, sleep on Jackson Hawes. The dude's had big catches in a handful of games this year, and he can block like the Dickens. I would like Joe Brady to evaluate and consider possibly maybe pushing Alec Anderson in there if this front gets going a little too much. You can't stick to your guns protection-wise if there's not enough to protect. So just swallow your pride, throw him out there, give Josh that extra second or two. I've been preaching it for a little while now. If things get bad, please don't let it get 2-2 score deficit. Please put the Band-Aid out there and try and make it better.
It's not like it's a new concept for them. They've done it before. No. They did it just a year ago. So
yep, absolutely. So let's switch sides of the ball. Here is that stout Denver Broncos offense with young Bo Nix. I got to tell you, man, you Broncos fans out there, dude, you guys have been pretty solid. As far as opponents go, fan base opponents, you have been the most palatable, I think, in a couple years. Pretty respectful.
Fair.
There are, of course, a couple assholes out there, for sure. You know who you are.
There's always one. There's always.
They got to know who they are. I mean,
everyone has an asshole as it is.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. Yeah, and some people just have 2 or 3. But I gotta say, I've had a lot of fun with Denver Broncos fans on X this week, and some of the stuff I've been seeing and whatever, they've really been leaning into the underdog thing. They are not the underdog anymore. Vegas flipped the script. They are favored going into the game today. I've heard a lot about Bo Nix as well, being the fourth quarter guy. Bo likes to, you can't touch him in the fourth quarter. I would like to reference you to the book of Joshua Allen as well. I'd also like you to take the time before kickoff here to maybe look at the opponents that the Broncos have faced, because I made a post earlier this week as well. There are about 2 marquee wins, really, in that whole list that stand out. The Texans and
Chiefs, maybe?
Eagles.
Oh, can't even say the Chiefs at that. Oh, you can't say the Chiefs now, maybe at that time.
Yeah, the Chiefs, the one game was with Patrick, the other was without. They were on a downward slope. I don't know. They also played the Packers, the game that Micah Parsons got hurt.
Yes. Yep.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of asterisks. I mean, I'm not discounting. They won a bunch of games. They're the 1 seed. Congratulations. Awesome. But this offense to me is a little lukewarm. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to shoot it down to RT. RT, what do you think, man? What's this defense got to do against this offense to shut them down?
Well, I really want to zero in on Bo Nix in this talking point. There's some other players that I want to mention, but Bo Nix has been very uneven this season. There's been a lot of, reasons to say, man, this kid is, in his second year. There's few quarterbacks that have come out of the collegiate ranks into the NFL draft that had as much experience as a college starter than Bo Nix. So he's a very polished, quarterback rookie prospect, which is why Sean Payton, who is a solid coach, despite being kind of a jerk, like slightly on occasion, just got to throw that out there. Bo Nix was a quarterback that they were willing to draft him in the first round, throw him right in there, day one starter, feast or famine. And 2 years in, they've made the playoffs twice. 1 year they get the 1 seed this season. But if you watch Denver week to week, and I've watched a lot of Denver leading into this game, and I've watched him throughout this season, of course, too, Bo Nix has 1 week where he looks really good, 1 drive where he looks really good, and 2 drives where he looks very mediocre. And in those drives, it's when he's forced to really ad lib and make those extra decisions that Josh Allen is so good at making, that, the elite of the elite quarterbacks in this league, we know them, Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, when healthy, they're all making those extra decisions. Josh Allen does that better than anybody. But I think that's where Buffalo could really benefit in this game, is forcing Bo Nix to kind of make those extra decisions. Buffalo's been a very great coverage defense this year. I think that's the best facet of their defense. When to start the season, that wasn't really the case. But as the season wore on, with the ascension of Cole Bishop, the health of Trey White getting better as the season really wore on, Christian Benford, I think this is actually a really good matchup for Buffalo defensively against this offense. Far more worried last week about Buffalo's defense against Jacksonville than I am going into this matchup against Bo Nix. I think Denver too would have to be more willing to rely on the run game in this game than what they've really have been all year long. That's one facet of Sean Payton's offense that he's never really had, that one running back. I'll go back to the days in New Orleans when they had Reggie Bush and Pierre Thomas. There was never one guy. It was just a grouping of guys, which is what they have right now with RJ Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin. Sean Payton really likes to mix those guys up. That's where Buffalo could maybe run into some trouble, because we've seen this run defense have some issues. But with the front being healthier with Ed Oliver, who I would assume is as close to 100% as possible, I think it's going to be tougher for Denver to run as well as to throw. If Ed Oliver can plug up that middle, can force Bo Nix to make those decisions sooner than needed. So that's what I would say for Buffalo defensively. Really allow Bo Nix to make those extra decisions, take away his first read, and minimize the kind of Swiss Army knife running game that Denver has shown in recent weeks.
I like it. Yeah, this running game is not anything to write home.
Not anything great, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. What do you got, Scott?
I'll make it short and sweet. I'm right there with what RT's saying. All week we saw videos of how the Buffalo Bills defense has been disguising their defenses very well. And fortunate for the Buffalo Bills defense this week, Bo Nix is one of those guys that struggles against a defense that disguises things. So if the Bills can keep that trend going, disguise their defense, drop into 3 zone, drop into the 0 man coverage, all that, confuse them, make him make that second, third read like RT said, and he'll be one of those guys that like Trevor Lawrence, I said it last week, we'll put the ball in our defenders' hands. We just have to catch it. So I'm looking for more of the same of that. Mind your P's and Q's and stop that run game, and you confuse Bo Nix, you'll be all set, and we'll be going to the AFC Championship.
I do want to talk about one man making his return today. I know.
And there's that.
He has, I believe he's 3rd on the list of sacks for the season, and the man has only played 3 games. He got a sack in each one of his games, average. That's my guy, Ed Oliver. We have not seen, we're talking about things we haven't seen wide receiver core wise for Josh Allen. We have not seen a Joey Bosa, Ed Oliver, Groot, and oh my God, I'm
TJ Sanders, maybe?
TJ,
no. Walker line. I wanted to see Ed and Walker right in the middle of that line with that speedster in a caged bull. That's what Sal was saying. He seems like he's a caged animal in there rehabbing and working out, and they finally let him loose. That dude, he's going to want to sniff and get blood. And I can't wait. And with him, and those two on the inside and those other two on the outside, I think that's a combination that might be a winner for the Buffalo Bills, actually getting pressure with the front four and allowing this elite level defensive back core to do their thing. And you might see Bo get smacked a couple times, and I would absolutely love it because we know the Bills have been a little up and down doing that this season. The Broncos also have the highest sack differential in the whole entire league with 847 sacks on the defense and 2 on the offense. Yeah, I'm not worried about our secondary. I want to make sure that we make Bo uncomfortable and we don't let him get off to a start, and then don't put ourselves in a position in the fourth quarter where this guy wants to try to match cape for cape with our guy Josh Allen. So
like, Dart, you want to know what's funny about this Ed Oliver coming back this game? What do they show a lot of him doing in the offseason?
Riding them Broncos, baby.
Riding them Broncos. It's fitting. He's coming back to play the Denver Broncos. He's going to tame this offensive line. And I tell you what, he's a bull in a cage. You could tell that kind of guy cannot be held back, especially out this many games. He's going to come in ripping and roaring. And you're right, with Deion Walker, that size man taking up 2 blocks, Ed Oliver thrives when it's one-on-one, and that's what he's going to be presented with a ton today.
yeah,
And on the other side of him, Joey Bosa obviously has had a great year for Buffalo. Joey Bosa knows a thing or two about playing these offensive linemen. He was with the Chargers, divisional rival.
yeah,
Playing him twice a year. So even though Garrett Bowles has had a really good year, and Mike McGlinchey, has been in this league for what feels like a long time now, starting as an offensive lineman since his Notre Dame days. I think Joey Bosa could really be in for a fun day. He was banged up too, right? He was out, against I believe the Patriots, and they brought him back. So I'm really curious to see what this front looks like today, with some experience behind it too, with Shaq and Matt Milano and Trey White.
Hell yeah. He also got called out by Babbage earlier in the week for not having a very productive game last week. And I don't think that a guy like Joey Bosa, with all of his years and his veteran presence, is going to let 2 flops happen back to back, especially in the playoffs. Especially, this is why you signed in Buffalo, was for these moments. So who are you?
Sure.
Yeah,
it could be his last chance too to really make an impact in a playoff game, if depending on how it goes. So and what decisions they make in the offseason. But I'd love for him to stay. I would. I thought he, outside of last week, he's had a pretty solid year, and
absolutely.
We'll see what happens. But I'm honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, at least going into this one, for me, I'm more confident about this matchup than I was last week. I'm more, and I felt like they beat Jacksonville, but Jacksonville was hot. Trevor Lawrence is playing his best ball, and he could have had 4 or 5 picks last week with some of the dropsies that we had on defense. So Bo Nix
Bishop could have had 3 himself. Yeah,
right.
I think Trey could have 2. Yep.
Right. So Bo Nix could really be in for it today. I think this is probably the best defense that Bo Nix has played against this entire season. That's
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, doing that little post that I did earlier in the week, I was curious, man, because it's like Denver kind of, I think, snuck up on everybody as far as like where they were positioned in this battle towards the end. I mean, everybody knew they were winning. That's fine. But like, I wanted to know, like, who are they beating? Like, because I had Sutton on fantasy.
I did too.
I know what he was doing.
He wasn't really that great. Yeah.
I mean, the early part of the season seemed like a little better than the back.
Yeah.
But then it was spotty, and I'm like, okay. And then their running back goes down, and now they got Harvey, and I had him on my dynasty league, and he was not great. Like, okay for a rookie. Like, I'm not trying to shit on him.
And then you saw their defense was scoring 30 points a game on fantasy.
I had their defense too. Yeah.
This is like the first year I've never had a defense on any of my fantasy, so I wasn't paying close attention. But yeah, this is seriously, like, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but you're looking at the Jags defense, which was first against the run.
Mm-hmm.
The Denver Broncos defense was the second against the run, but first overall. And now I still believe, Nico Collins or not, I think the Texans are going to go in there and put a hurting on Drake May. So now if everything goes the way we want, I'm not saying it's going either way. However, no jinx in here, but you could be having to go through the 3 like top defenses in the entire NFL to get to the main goal, which shall not be named, and that's a rough run of it, especially all the shit that Josh Allen's been getting for the last 2 weeks for everybody else in the media.
His knee, his head, and his pointer finger all last week. What's going to happen this week?
Aside from the fact that it's all his fault if they lose.
Yep.
The only person on the team is Josh Allen.
That's what I wanted to add. That's why this narrative about, this could be Josh Allen's last chance to get to a Super Bowl when the guy's 29 years old, first off. And secondly, they say who's not in the playoffs, not including the fact that he made the playoffs with the supporting cast or lack thereof that he's had really all season long. But also, I don't understand how this narrative gets built like in the national media by guys that actually played the game at a much higher level than any of us ever have. Yeah. And they are unaware of the fact that it's not those quarterbacks, it's the defenses. It's Denver, it's Jacksonville, it's Houston. New England's defense has been pretty solid for the most part this year too. So the 4, or 5, including Buffalo, best defenses in the AFC are all in the playoffs. Go figure. You know what I mean? Like it's a team sport. It's 3 phases. And for a matchup against Denver, with Sean Payton running the show, my X Factor little preview, but 3 phases, not just 2. We'll just leave it there.
I like it. I think a lot of those guys, it's not that they don't know, they like this shit. The clickbait stuff.
Yeah.
They want people to pay attention to what they're saying. The Ryan Clarks of the world, who last week, Josh Allen dogging him all the way. All of a sudden he wins, and now he's making posts about how Josh Allen is like this monster, this Superman that puts the team on. And it's like, dude, be here or there. Like you can't do this the whole time. Like you could humbly be like, hey, I was wrong. Like, it was a bad take. I was wrong. This guy is exactly who we think he is, and he's been that guy in the playoffs his whole career. And I'm just trying to get attention. I'm sorry. Like, I would take that.
It's bad when Skip Bayless is the only guy that's actually saying credible stuff about Josh Allen. That's when that it's bad. And Stephen A is starting to, dial it back a little bit. But he's even picking Denver today, I saw this morning. So shut him up. Shut them all up.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys.
Hey!
Oh, there he is. That's the guy that created this show.
Hey! James Cook for 150.
That's the guy that created the show. He's out.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's hit X Factors quick. We got another 5 minutes. RT, what do you got for an X Factor? You were teasing us, so give it to us.
Teasing it. Football's 3 phases. Steve Tasker was the master, the task master, future Hall of Famer in special teams, going up against a jerk of a head coach and Sean Payton, who loves to go for it on 4th down, who loves to do onside kicks after the half if he's the kicking team. Be on your P's and Q's and special teams. Activated Mecole Hardman, the Super Bowl champ. I think he's going to take a little bit of the load off of Khalil Shakir today. I think he should be back there in the return game. For as great a player as Khalil Shakir is, I feel like the Khalil Shakir returner wasn't really doing it for me. If Mecole Hardman could average even 8 to 10 yards on a punt return or a kickoff return, 15, 25, 30, that's 1 less first down that Josh Allen has to muster up. Those little things in a game like this against a coach like Sean Payton, who is always on his P's and Q's and always likes to stretch out a drive, you got to be on your P's and Q's as special teams. If we have to kick for field goals, God willing we don't. Matt Prater is huge in this one. He's going back to his old stomping grounds in Denver. So all the above, Prater, Mecole Hardman on the return game, kick returning defense, right? Coverage, kick return coverage. Marvin Mims, one of the best returners in the game by far. So I'm going special teams in a game with 2 defenses that are this good. You have to make the most of those opportunities. So I'm saying Buffalo gets a good return game from Mecole Hardman. Prater is money, and Bills get points on the board due to their special teams today.
Prater for 65-yard field goal to win the game. Booyah.
No. Anyway, Scooter, go ahead, man. What's your X factor?
Don't make it that damn close. We talked about it.
His cleat will fall off.
His foot, it'll be the last of his foot. His foot with the football.
Yeah. We talked about their offense, Denver's, and I don't think that's a big thing to worry about. But it's an NFL team, so you obviously have to take that in consideration. But my X factor is protect Josh, win the football game. He got hit a lot last week against a really good Jaguars team. I'm not talking about protect Josh like you gotta do those little things to make sure he doesn't get his hand bashed or just the swipes to the helmet. So protect Josh on the edge, stay ahead of the chains. You're gonna come out on top.
I like it. We're going here. We're going. This is our guy, Corey Blaine from BWO with his X Factor and score prediction.
What's up, Bills Mafia? What's up, 24/7? It's your boy, Corey from BWO. Real quick, before we get into this, life gets crazy sometimes. We get caught up in the moment. All of you that know my personal life, thank you so much already. Guys on the panel, Scott, Swank, Jared, Ryan, whoever. We've been talking, group chat, y'all know. Love you guys so much. Thank you for everything you did for me today, last night. Real quick, for those of y'all that don't, the mother of my child was in a very bad car accident last night. Life-threatening, still not looking good, but she's going to pull through. Long road to recovery. Please send prayers. Love y'all. Anyways, we are here for a game today, baby. Bills, Broncos, and they dogging us like, ooh, the Broncos had 2 weeks of rest. So, you seen Josh Allen with broken hands? You seen my boy with broken ankles? You seen my boy just dogged in the dirt all week, every week, and still comes out on top? I'll take Josh Allen all day, every day hurt over Josh Allen not hurt. That's a lie. But still, one man gets hurt, and it just fires him up. Last week, everybody, Trey White was balling out like he was a rookie again. You can't tell me he ain't going to come off of that energy this week. You can't tell me Eddie-O Spaghetti-O at Oliver's coming back. He ain't going to fire up Bosa and Groot and all them, and we're going to have a day with Bo Nix. So I think, shout out to my baby mama. I'm going to go with Dawson Knox real quick. He's going to have a day, 60 to 80, maybe 100 yards, at least 1 to 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say Bills win 38-24, and we're going back to regular tomato soup because we so dinged up that, I don't know, man. We got to get some backbone again, and we got guys coming back. So every time we do this, we smack cheeks. Go Bills. Fuck that, gross. And since he's on a cruise, and then we don't know if he'll get to do it, shout out to my boy Buffalo Spartan. Mafia! Mount up! Go Bills, baby!
Woo! Look at that.
You got me a little hype there.
Look at our boy.
My heart rate's going a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, you hit all those. It's like I laughed, I cried, you know. So we love you to death, Corey, man. And we hope for a speedy recovery for your baby's mama and all that. Enjoy the game with your daughter today, and we're thinking about you. For me, man, my X factor is going to be the middle of that field. It's going to be the middle of that goddamn field on offense. And you know what? I'm going Dalton Kincaid, taking it right out of the air, putting it from RT's mouth right into my take. And Dalton Kincaid, 100+ and 1 touchdown on the day, keeping that defense honest. And that will allow James Cook to do a little better than he did last week.
You can't keep him quiet 2 weeks in a row. You cannot keep him quiet 2 weeks in a row.
Hell no. All right, let's go score predictions. We'll go opposite way. Scooter Magooter, what's your score prediction?
Odds are changing constantly, but the closer I get to the game, more excited I get. Like I said, I watched the game this morning. Obviously, the game unfolded 31-7. Buffalo Bills win just a year ago. I'm going 35-24. I'm bumping my score up and taking their score up a little bit, but Bills win. I think it's a convincing win too, and on to the next for sure. Go Bills.
I love it. RT, what do you got?
Score prediction for me, I'm going 37-27 Buffalo. Josh Allen will add another layer to his career, just another dub on the playoff resume, which would be his 9th playoff win. And Bo Nix has never won a playoff game. I take that quarterback over Bo Nix any day of the week for more reasons than just that. I think Josh Allen is really going to show that this is his time in this game. And whoever the opponent is next week, whether it's Houston, whether it's New England, I believe that too. I think it's just Josh Allen's time. It's not Drake May's time yet. Is anyone saying it's CJ Stroud's time? I haven't heard anyone say that. Yeah. So Josh Allen's time is now. Bills win this game, come away, AFC Championship. We'll put our feet up. Doesn't matter who we play, whether it's Drake May, CJ Stroud, Texans, Patriots. We focus on what we got to do, get it done today, and on to the next one.
I love it. I love it. Something about Josh Allen. He has such a different demeanor. After that win, stone-faced, killer. We won the right to play again next week. We've earned the right to play next week. No, nothing. Like, not even a smile.
No.
Like, not even
it's all
after
business at this
the
point.
victory speech after that. Like, hey, like, shut it down. No goofing around. That is that dude. This guy is like, we're here again, and I'm putting everything into this, and all of you need to understand what's on the table right now, and I love it. I absolutely love it. For me, I'm expecting a repeat. I think that our offense matches up against their elite defense better than their offense matches up against our elite defense, and I think it's going to be a 28-13 day. And I think the Buffalo Bills are going to roll. I think you're going to get just enough of that run game going by opening up the middle of that field that it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a Myles Garrett kind of day for the Denver Broncos defense. So that's where I'm at, 28-13. Guys, this has been Sunday Sessions. It's 3:44. We all got pizzas and beers and wings.
I got my pizza.
And pre-games to get to. So love the hell out of you guys, man. Enjoy the game. Appreciate every moment. Thanks so much to BWO and Corey for letting us use the StreamYard today. Go Bills.
Enjoy it. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go